Welcome to the Science and Environmental Wrap. In the headlines, research shows South Africans with HIV-related pain are surprisingly active, and global shark fin trade will be under spotlight at cities. New research shows resilience does not explain the dissociation between chronic pain and physical activity in South Africans living with HIV. When one thinks about chronic conditions that are commonly painful, HIV doesn't typically spring to mind. However, more than 50% of HIV-positive individuals experience a painful condition like headache, chest pain, and neuropathy, and that pain is frequently experienced as moderate to severe in intensity. What struck researchers at Wits University as odd was that despite this high burden of pain in HIV, a couple of papers have emerged suggesting that having asked a patient functional interference was not as great as they might have expected. The global shark fin trade will come under the spotlight at the Southern African Convention for International Treaties on Endangered Species to be held in Johannesburg next week. Government and various role players from the international marine conservation sphere will come together to discuss proposals to list the 3 shark species as CITES Appendix 2 of endangered species.
Sharks and rays have a huge value both economically through ecotourism. South Africa has a growing ecotourism industry, specifically focused around white shark cage diving, but also growing with tiger sharks up north in Durban. And they also have an ecological role where they maintain the balance, a healthy balance in our fisheries, so that our fisheries can be sustainable for future generations.
Several of our recent assessments have shown several of our species that are quite stable. Then we have some of the others that are really not doing very well. And, we've heard a lot of presentation here from some of the CITES species. Fortunately for us, a lot of these species are kind of not very common here. So we don't have very stable trends, so I can't comment. But there does seem to be a global decline in these species.
Only 2% of the original African penguin population remains in South Africa. A recent oil spill in Algoa Bay further threatened the habitat and lives of these penguins. Bird Island is one of the last remaining African breeding colony in the country.
Had a major disaster in the form of an oil spill, and this oil spill is still ongoing. In fact, today the rangers are out collecting more birds. Has affected 115 adult penguins so far and 49 penguin chicks.
Currently we have about 18 oil penguins, two which is injured. Most of them are collected on an island named St. Croix, and we have removed a few penguins, about 5 from Bird Island, 2 which was injured and 3 which was old. So what will happen today, we bring them, we stabilize them on the islands before they are removed. This will be for dehydration. We will inject them in fluid, we will tube them for feeding and stuff like that.